Hi there everyone, this is Molly and welcome to a new video where we look at the astrology of right now. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the Aries Equinox on March 20th, 2018. This is when the sun is at 0 degrees of Aries and 0 minutes. It is the beginning of the astrological year. It is a new cycle that gets started here that begins the next 12 months. So it's always a big time because it really is a time of initiation and a fresh start. If you look at where 0 degrees of Aries is in your chart, this is where a new cycle begins for you during this equinox every year. So this chart is actually set for Washington, D.C. in the USA. And the time is at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In this chart, I'm actually just going to pay attention to the planets and not so much with the houses because the houses will be different depending on your location. We're just going to talk about the planets and how they're all in conversation and talking with each other. So the first thing we start with is the sun moving into Aries to begin something new. Aries is a leader, initiator, a pioneer. It can be impulsive and impatient, and it wants to get the party started. So we start fresh with an Aries equinox. You know, there's a clean slate and things must be done, which is the work of Pisces. The Pisces time is when we had to let things go and be complete. Find the higher perspective, the spiritual lessons, so that we're truly fresh for what begins here in the new cycle. So we look then to what is going on in this cycle and what is the energy stamp of this chart. Now the equinox is known to be a time that's for the energies of the next 3 months until we reach the solstice on June 20th. So this is supposed to be the energy for the next 3 months, and it shows you perhaps the signature of what is being played out and how the energies are talking to each other. Now, every time we look at a chart like this, we look for a few things. We look for the sun and the moon, and then we look for the ruler of the sun. So the sun is the brightest light in the sky. It's the one that warms and literally lightens up everything else. So we've already talked about the sun in Aries. Next, we look to the moon because the sun is our public, it's masculine, it's our urges, it's how we identify with energies. But the moon is the feminine and the private and the internal. So we look to see what messages she has for us. Well, the moon is in lovely Taurus, 8 degrees, 35 minutes. She's very stable. The moon does well in Taurus. The moon is clear about what values to her, what matters to her, what's important. And when the moon is in Taurus, money is important, as well as what we find beautiful, our possessions, our daily routines, stability, feeling financially stable. So then we take the ruler then of Taurus is Venus, and she's over here in Aries. So we're starting a new cycle with money. So the moon in Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is in Aries. Okay, that's how this connects. So we're coming back to this Aries energy for the moon too. So this means something must start fresh for you. Something new routines, new money streams, new revenue. Is it a new job? Is it a new something that pertains to the Aries in your chart? And it is supposed to be fresh so that it matches you. It matches who you are right now. Now, we have a full lineup here in Aries. The sun, Mercury, who's going to go retrograde this week, so he's going slow. Well, he's conjunct Venus. They're both at 16 degrees. See that right there? 16 degrees is Mercury, 16 degrees is Venus. Here we have Eris. She's at 23 degrees. And then we have Uranus at 26 degrees, all in Aries, all kickstarting you, all giving us a kick in the butt that this is a new time. What matters now? What has meaning to you now? What satisfies you now? All the Aries energy actually is a return to yourself so that you can be solid in yourself for this new cycle. So what do you need to know about yourself? Who are you now? And that's how you base decisions right now of declaring, well, this is what I think now. This is how I feel about myself now. So there really is this starting fresh. This is a lot of masculine energy. It's a lot of initiating action, starting and beginning. And depending on how you work with Aries energy, that will depend how you are able to work with this point of initiation. And are you ready to start something new that is meant to take you through the next 3 months? So because we have all this Aries energy, we look to the ruler of Aries, which is Mars. And Mars is over here in Capricorn. He just got into Capricorn. He's at 1 degree, 42 minutes of Capricorn. And Mars in Capricorn is an administrator. He's the captain of the ship. He's the general in the army. He is the one who leads the charge and who focuses. He's about being in charge, about being dominant, and he is a lone wolf. It can be a hermit. It can be that sense of the world's on my shoulders. I'm climbing a mountain by myself. Mars is a really good warrior. He's a soldier. And in Capricorn, he sees what has to get done, and he understands he needs to do it, and that it takes time to get things done. Now, this is important to understand because Mars at 1 degree of Capricorn is squaring the sun. You want to get something started, and Mars is saying, wait a minute. We need to look at the facts. I don't want to take risks. I want to make sure that this is the right course of action. He is slow in Capricorn. He is not looking to move fast. He is strategic, and he wants the information before he makes a decision. He's actually risk averse. Capricorn doesn't like taking risks. It wants to know what it can count on. Think of the mountain goat that climbs the mountain and it's sure-footed. It takes one cautious step and then the next cautious step. So you have all this Aries energy that's like, go, go, go. I'm ready. Let's do this. We're going. It's happening. And Mars is slamming on the brakes, and he's not alone because look what Saturn is in Capricorn, slamming on the brakes. Pluto is in Capricorn, slamming on the brakes. Pluto in Capricorn is squaring Uranus and Aries. And then, we have Saturn in Capricorn that's making a wide square. I'm just going to call it, basically what's happening is that you have Team Aries and Team Capricorn. And they're different energies because, again, these are the ones that they both want to be in charge. These are both leadership energies, but they have different ways to be leader. Aries is like, we're going to go for it. We're going to take a risk. We're going to charge out there. Aries can be impatient and maybe impulsive. It doesn't think things through. We have Mercury about to go retrograde, which is also slowing down this Aries energy to start. And then the leadership qualities of Capricorn are, again, that whole, I need to take the right steps. I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to play a long game. I'm not going to just make a decision just because you say you're ready to go. I want to base a decision on facts and information, and what's good for the long haul and what's good for most people, not just you. Because Aries can be me. And Capricorn is more, well, what's good for the company? What's good for the business? So there's tension between Team Aries and Team Capricorn, especially with Mars at 1 degree squaring the Aries. So overall, this equinox is a time of making sure that the steps you take are good and solid for the long term, And there, you'll feel the sense of, I have to do it now. I have to get this going. I'm ready. I'm ready. But it's okay if it takes longer than you expect. In fact, these planets are quite dominant and they want to take their time. So this chart shows us that for all the things we want to get started, we have to take our time with it. Now, what's really nice here is that the moon in Taurus, she's at 8 degrees. She's beautifully supported by Saturn and Mars in Capricorn. So this tells us the earth energy. Earth is your finances, your body, anything physical that you touch, your possessions, your clothes, your work. I mean, it's the world. That's what the earth is. The earth is everything that we see with the senses. And so the moon, who wants stability, who wants financial stability, is really beautifully supported by Saturn, who says, we're going to make practical decisions so you feel safe. And you're going to know what to do when it's time. And you're going to feel that it's time in your body and when the resources come together and line up. So your Aries energy, your Aries fire is raring and revving to go. But we have the grounding nature here of the moon in Taurus getting great support from Saturn and Mars, who says, you know what? We don't have to rush anything, and it's going to work out better because we don't have to rush it, and we're going to make sure we have the money and we have the right people and we have the resources so that you can go. So that's what you want to look for, is that it is about patience, even when it feels like you're ready to go. Okay? The other thing here, the other energies we've got going on include the North Node right here in Leo at 13 degrees 56 minutes, a fire sign that's trining Venus and Mercury. So that's adding the sense of, well, I see the vision, I see the path ahead, and I'm in it. I'm ready. My heart's committed. My mind is in it. I'm focused on this. Because the North Node is always the way ahead, what we're focused on next. So don't lose sight of that. That is where you're going, and it's based on your deepest desires, your heart, your love of something. Don't give up on that. Just know that the timing needs to be in place in order to move it ahead in the best and highest possible ways. The other thing that I talked about I did a recording for the Pisces new moon, and we talked about Chiron and how Chiron is finishing up his time in Pisces, and he's going to move into Aries in April. And that's a big deal because that's a big transition. So that's coming up. So we're still finishing up some healing. I'd say overall, this equinox is showing you what you do want to continue to focus on. And don't lose the fire, don't lose the passion, write things down, put down the ideas that call to you, that are meant for you. But we're meant to be trusting the timing of the physical world and the earth. And if you do that and you are really listening and in tune with your body, you'll feel it. You'll feel it. So this would be this is the green light, and this is more of the stop light, and it'll be kind of a push and pull between the two energies. But now that you have awareness around it, you'll be more conscious of it, and you'll know what's right for you. So I hope this has helped you get some insight into the next 3 months. I'll be back with another video for the upcoming full moon on March 31st. So thank you for subscribing and liking to my new YouTube channel. I'm just getting started with these videos. It's a joy to connect with you, and I will see you in the next video very soon.